Have you noticed that most children today would rather stay inside playing video games than play luksong tinik, tumbang preso, or run around in open fields?
Many parents are also hesitate to let their children to go outside due to safety concerns. This has led to fewer opportunities for kids to develop their movement skills. Welcome
Welcome
to
to
EDUCare.
EDUCare. This podcast, we will share essential knowledge for your kids and as a parents. This will also help the early childhood teachers out there.
A 2015 study by the National Academies emphasized that early experience shape lifelong learning and behavior, and movement is part of that experience. Yet, movement literacy is often ignored in early childhood education.
So why are we allowing this important skill to fade?
Based on theories like Piaget's stage of development and Vygot's sociocultural theory, movement is not just physical, it's cognitive and social. Yes, if we continue ignoring this, what will it mean for the next generation?
That's right. So just as literacy unlocks the world of reading and numeracy empowers mathematical understanding, movement literacy opens the door to a lifetime of confident and capable physical engagement. So this presentation will help children, parents, and teachers to explore why movement literacy is non-negotiable skill, to the ABCs and 1, 2, 3s, and how we can actively cultivate it in our children to ensure their holistic growth and well-being. Before we start with our question number 1, we are the speakers for this show. I am Frincy Ibarrientos.
I am Victoria Franz B. Perida.
Beyond the ABCs and 1, 2, 3s, cultivating movement literacy as a foundational skill.
Okay, let's start with our first topic. What is movement literacy?
From our readings, movement literacy, as its core, extends far beyond the simple ability to move. It encompasses the competence, confidence, and motivation to engage in a wide variety of physical activities in diverse environments.
Think of it as the fundamental vocabulary and grammar of movement.
Yes, just as a literate person can read, interpret, and create written language, a movement literate is an individual that can confidently and skillfully navigate their physical world, participate in various forms of movement, and understand the benefits and nuances of physical activity. So that is the movement literacy. So next topic, the fundamental movement skills or FMS, the ABCs of physical development. So what is it?
Building upon understanding of what movement literacy encompasses, we now turn our attention to the foundational elements upon which is built fundamental movement skills. These are the basic building blocks of movement, the ABCs of physical development. Just as strong grasp of the alphabet is necessary to form words and sentences. Proficiency in FMS is essential for executing more complex and specialized movements required in sports, games, and everyday life.
So fundamental movement skills, in other words, it is the foundation.
Without a solid foundation in these basic skills, children may encounter significant challenges and a lack of confidence in their physical activities as they grow.
FMS, and under that, we have the locomotor skills, including running, jumping, hopping, skipping, and galloping. Next is object control skills, like throwing, catching, kicking, striking, and other manipulating objects. And lastly, the stability skills. So that is the last one, including balancing, bending, twisting, and leaning. So that skills develop in early childhood, where it is important to develop that for them to do some skills that is more complex as they grow. So that is the fundamental movement skills. So let's move on to the next topic, gaps and challenges to child, parents, and community.
So I have a list here. Number 1, reduce opportunity for free unstructured play.
For that gap, the first one is, so let's define first the unstructured activities and structured activity. What's the difference of those two? So structured activities have a clear purpose, define goals, and often involve following specific instructions or rules, while unstructured activities is allowing the child to explore and are driven by a person's own interests. So they are playing on a playground or engaging in imaginative play. So that is the unstructured and structured activities. So in this gap, it is important to address this because the child is developing FMS, which is the fundamental, and creativity and social emotional skills, because as they play outside, they socialize with other kids. So that's the important to decrease the opportunity for free and unstructured play than structured activities. So next, Victoria, what is the next gap?
Potential for developmental delays in FMS.
So FMS, as we defined it earlier, is a foundation of movement, including skills like running, jumping, etc. So if we delay the development of FMS, it can lead to difficulties with physical activity, sports, participation, and overall health of a person. So it is important also for our health. Next gap.
Lack of awareness and understanding of the importance of movement.
So there are misconceptions. So some believe that believe that other digital activities can replace physical exercise. So gaming, they think that it is the same with physical exercise. So having this gap not addressed properly, can lead to reduced physical activity and potential health problems. So parents prioritizing screen time over active play and a focus on academic over PE. So they have the lack of awareness and understanding of the importance of movement, which is really important, and they usually realize it too late. So we need to address it early to solve this kind of problem.
Yeah,
Next.
that is right. So next is parental anxiety and overprotection.
So parents who are overly concerned about safety may limit their children's opportunities to explore and develop FMS. It is example, the parents is not allowing the children to play in parks or restrict outdoor play because they might have an accident outside, so they have the anxiety. But the result of that overprotection of the parent, the children may limit the opportunities to develop their FMS, where it is important because overprotection can hinder the development of resilience, problem-solving skills, which is because outside they encounter the real world. So they can develop that outside and health risk-taking behaviors. Yeah. So that is parental anxiety and overprotection.
Next is decline in safe and accessible public spaces for play.
So as urban areas become more densely populated because there's many cars outside, especially if you are living in highways. So it lacks of It may have factors like lack of fencing, inadequate lighting, and limited security can make public spaces feel unsafe for children. So it is related to the fourth gaps, which is the parental anxiety and overprotection, where you are living in urban areas. So, but the consequences of this gap, the children also reduce access to play safe spaces, limited to opportunities for FMS development and social interaction. So, as we grow, we all know that social interaction is important. So that is the gap, the fifth gap. So next, the last one gap.
Prioritizing of academic achievement over physical education.
So there are misconceptions of this subject. Physical education is included to mapping. So parents think that PE lang yan, ganyan. Okay lang na hindi ka marunong yan, basta matalino ka sa ganitong subject.
Yes,
Yan.
true.
So, there are consequences. Reduced time for attention for PE that can lead to a decline in FMS development. As we discussed earlier, FMS development is important to avoid a potential for health issues. We realize it too late because as we grow or as an adult, we all know that sana exercise pa, ganyan. Or sana nag-engage pa ako sa isang sport.
Yes,
which is
nasa huli ang
true.
pagsisisi.
Yes. So it is true that PE is important for our life. Not just developing the academic achievements like in the subject English, math, science, and other subjects other than PE.
Yes.
So, yan. So, in conclusion, addressing these issues requires a multifaceted approach, including promoting free play and structured activities, increasing awareness about the importance of movement, especially to the parents, because it always starts at home. So, we can reduce parental anxiety, creating safe play spaces, and valuing physical education, especially in early childhood. So that's the gap and challenges in this topic. So let's conclude our podcast, Victoria. So this is the references. You can visit it in website. So let's conclude, Victoria.
Okay, so the evidence is clear. Movement literacy
Yes.
is not a peripheral concern, but a foundational skill, as vital to a child's development as the ABCs and 1, 2, 3s.
However, as we've explored, significant gaps and challenges at the child, parent, and community levels hinder its cultivation.
Overcoming these obstacles requires a collective and concerted effort, a paradigm shift in how we prioritize and integrate movement into the lives of young children.
So the solution in this problem is not a single fix, but a multi-pronged approach that empowers children, supports parents, and mobilizing communities.
Online resources and teacher training programs can equip educators
Yeah.
tools and strategies to effectively integrate movement into their daily teaching practices. Navigating the digital environment requires strategies for mindful technology use.
That's right. So at the community level, we need to foster a culture that prioritizes movement. This involves advocating for increased funding and a support for physical education in schools, ensuring that all children have access to quality programs that focus on FMS development. In conclusion, cultivating movement literacy as a foundational skill requires a holistic and collaborative approach.
The time to move towards movement literacy is now, for the benefit of our children and the future of our communities. Again, this is EDUCare. Thank you for listening to this podcast.
I am Frincy Ibarrientos.
I am Victoria Franz Perida.
We educate, we care.